G'day guys and welcome back to Casual Rage. Prepare to start the show, R2. This is where the fun begins. Hello everyone and welcome to Casual Rage 158, where we casually rage out about the topics of the week. At this point in time, it's pretty much the topic of the year. Star Wars is a disaster. An absolute shit show. It really is. Like, there's not much more we can say about it than that. Well, there is actually a lot that we can say about it, but in a nutshell, 2024 for Lucasfilm has been horrific. It really has. Like, there's so much talk going on out there at the moment about Lucasfilm, about the projects that they've got happening. The rumors that are going around at the moment is insane. Absolutely insane. And obviously we're going to talk a lot about that today. I don't really have much more other than Star Wars stuff to talk about. I mean, what's new? We talk pretty much, this is a Star Wars channel at the end of the day at the moment. But yeah, there's a lot to go over. There's a lot to pull apart. Obviously, I did a video this week because, of course, there was the announcement of the Rey movie being delayed indefinitely. And then they did a complete 180 on that rumor very, very quickly. But yeah, to me, it just really feels like and seems like damage control for the Charmino Bates-Chenoid stuff. It really does. And I think a lot of people have sort of thought that, you know, Star Wars, and then like, fucking, you talk about Star Wars since when? But yeah, like, it's actually kind of insane. And as I said in my video, it's, for me, I can't really, I don't even take the rumors with a grain of salt anymore. I just ignore. Like, when I say ignore, they're obviously out there and I obviously will talk about them, but I'm not taking anything on board until, you know, we get some sort of confirmation, we see something actually get released, we see trailers, whatever the case may be. It'll all just be thrown in the bin until we actually get some sort of verification on these things, you know. But yeah, so we've got a lot of Star Wars stuff to talk about. Of course, we've got Seal of the Week, and we are going to watch the final video in the Sparrow Files. Now, I do want to point out that I have already watched the video. Anna and I were hanging out, just chilling, chatting backstage in a StreamYard, and while we were chatting, what's his name? Melvin dropped that last video. And I'm like, oh, he's dropped it because Anna's been watching them as well. I'm like, he's dropped it. Do you want to watch it together? And she's like, yeah, all right, chuck it on. So we chucked it on and we actually watched it. But I'm going to sit through it and I'm going to watch it again with you guys. What a great series of videos. If you're not subscribed to Knights of Melvin, subscribe. His research is impeccable. His videos are great. And, you know, what more can I say than that? Fucking subscribe. I got to stop swearing in the... it's just so Australian of me to swear. In the first... I got to try to avoid it. I mean, the amount of fucking... Every single stream is either not monetized or got restrictions on it. How romantic. Fuck off. There we go again. Fuck off. I'm going to, while I'm talking about Melvin, let me just bring up his channel here. I'm going to drop his link in the chat because if you're not subscribed, you need to go and subscribe. Grizzy's another one. Great videos. Man, I don't know how these guys find the time to do what they do. Either of them, but like if I was talking about Grizzy, like he's going through and obviously watching people's reactions and people's reviews of certain shows or certain movies, and then he clips them out and puts these great videos together. Wish I had a bit more time on my hands. I wish there was a few more hours in the day. But yes, we are going to watch the final video of the Sparrow Files. And let's hope there's a second season. I don't doubt that the shit that's going to be going around, especially with all the stuff that's being talked about right now with Star Wars, it would not surprise me in the slightest if there was like a second season of the Sparrow Files. Would not surprise me. But let's quickly say hello to the chat, see who's here. Let's go through. Tyron Azilla's in the chat. How you doing? I'm looking more forward to Avatar 3 over any more Disney Wars. And I loved the first two Avatars. This is the thing. Avatar obviously gets... I haven't watched the second Avatar movie. The first Avatar movie, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was a masterpiece as everybody was sort of saying that it was. But I didn't really hate it. I didn't think it was all that bad. And that might be a hot take. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't think it was that bad at all. But I agree. Avatar is, the one that I've seen, way better than anything Disney Star Wars, 100%. Tilliam's in the chat. How you doing, Tilliam? Good to see you. Who else have we got? Fear of FEMA. Is the fan film any good? What fan film are you talking about? There's a lot of fucking fan films out there. And evening. We've got Corey in the chat. We've got Pro Jack fan in the chat. How you doing? Good to see you. Fractured Filter, always coming back and watching those replays. And I know he does because he writes me novels in the comments section of the stream. So thank you. This dickhead, he said he's starting shortly and apologizing. Macca's delivery must be running late. No, the reason why I was actually a little bit late is because I had a work phone call that I needed to. I was talking to Blabs for a little while, and while I was talking to her, I had someone call from work, and I needed to call them back. So just a lot going on before the stream started. Multi's in the chat. How you doing? Good to see you. We got the Nuisance Bird. Good to see you as well. See you guys chatting in the chat there, which is what the chat does. They just chat. We got Mike Hill, the great Mike Hill member. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Soul Shade's here. Good to see you, Soul Shade. I actually need to get in contact with you, dude. Yes, I need to do that. I need to remind myself. Breezy's Comics is in the chat. Good to see you. What's up, bro? What's up? Arbru, how you doing? Oi. How you doing? Good to see you, Arbru. It's been a while, man. I haven't seen you for a little while. Good to see you, dude. We got Keely Chow's in the chat. Keely, how you doing? Of course, we got Blake. Good to see you, Blake. Zakarat. Who else have we got here? Christian's here. Miss J, sup? Who else we got? Quentin? Hello. Good to see you. Yes, commence casual rage. Jared's here. And we've also got Star Wars Marvel Purist. And I think I'm all caught up with everybody. Obviously, there's a few lurkers in the chat. Thank you all for being here. Please do smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And we'll get straight into some of the shit that's been going on with Lucasfilm. Now, obviously, you can go and watch my video that I put out this week in regards to all the stuff that's been going on. Like I said, I'm not buying into it. I'm not buying into the bullshit. I don't think the Rey movie isn't happening. Like with everything that they've done in the last 12 months, announcing her, prancing her out on stage, all of that sort of thing at Star Wars Celebration and everything that's going on. The crazy thing for me is that I don't even think that they really know what's going on. And, you know, we're going to talk about what they've actually got in active development right now. And are we even actually going to see half of these things? Who knows? Who knows? This is why I'll just sit back and wait and see. But it's pretty crazy to think that, you know, Kathleen Kennedy has actually fired more directors, shut down more projects than she's actually released. So yeah, let's get into. Let me just bring this up really quickly. Lethal for 5 accepted the prequels. Yeah, accepted the prequels are almost as bad as the sequels yet. No, they aren't. Lethal, they aren't. Or still in denial. Oi, Rhino, I am starting a Patreon to sell random stuff. I make up. Do it. It seems to work for a lot of people. Fucking just do it, and then we'll get Knights of Melbourne to expose you. It's a good idea. Thanks for the super chat, Lethal. We've got Melissa Lord here as well. How you doing, Melissa? I can't go past saying hello to her. All right, let me bring this up really quickly. I agree with that. I agree. In regards to excellent, I still think that that does have its problems. Definitely. But nowhere near as destructive, nowhere near as bad as the problems that they've got in the sequels. Not even close. I agree because you are gay. All right, let me bring this up. So, let's just take a look at what Lucasfilm actually has. Whoa. Is that flickering for you the way it is for me? Let me just check. Yeah, we had a little glitch there. Okay. Move my mouse around. It's okay. All right. So, from Culture Crave, sorry. All the Star Wars films in active development. So this is the list of what they're actually got apparently in active development. We've got Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie. We've got the Rey movie, the new Jedi Order movie. We've got The Mandalorian and Grogu. We've got The Dawn of the Jedi, which this one, The Dawn of the Jedi, the Rey movie, and the Filoni movie were the three that they actually announced at Star Wars Celebration. They are those three. This one's just been announced randomly out of nowhere. Taika Waititi's movie. Now, this is the other thing too, is haven't we had rumors about this happening, not happening, happening, not happening? I haven't heard anything about this movie actually being in development. And then also too, the Sean Levi movie. What is that? Where did these two come from? All of a sudden out of nowhere. I mean, we heard a little bit about the Taika Waititi's one, but we haven't heard anything about the Sean Levi one. And whether or not they're actually still happening or not, yeah, typing himself out of Hollywood. I look at this list and I don't know. The crazy thing for me though too is that with Dave Filoni's new title, he's going to be overseeing all of these projects. And this doesn't include the TV shows. This is just apparently the movies that are in development. This year we've got Skeleton Crew, we've got The Acolyte, we got, I believe, Tales of the Jedi Season 2, and we've got The Bad Batch Season 3. They're the four things right now that are apparently going to be released this year by Lucasfilm for Star Wars. They're not even on the list. Then we've got Ahsoka Season 2. You got Mando Season 4, which we've got actually a bit to talk about on Mando Season 4. They've got so much apparently slated to come out or that's being worked on. And you got Andor. You got Andor. We haven't heard anything about Andor Season 2. It honestly surprises me that we're getting an Ahsoka Season 2. Actually, it doesn't. It doesn't. It does because it surprises me because of how bad Ahsoka Season 1 was actually received by majority of actual normal people, normal actual fans. But it doesn't surprise me because it's Disney Lucasfilm and because it's Dave Filoni. I saw a video. Actually, it was a short. I saw a short of somebody. I can't remember who it was, but they were talking about how Dave Filoni is going to, like, they think that Dave Filoni is going to burn his bridge with Favreau. Because he's now taking on this role of the chief creative officer or whatever. And he's basically just going to say, fuck you, Dave. I'm just going to do what I want now. Oh, man. What people come up with as theories and like things that they think are actually happening. I can't even come up with shit like that in my head. Well, I can if I sit down and actually really think about it. Maybe I should do that. That's not a bad idea, Lethal, actually. Set up a Patreon and just say that I've got like an inside source and just start making up bullshit. Just start making up some bullshit rumors. Melissa said, Rey steals everything from the Skywalkers. Anakin's lightsaber, Luke's home, their last name, and now Jason and Jaina's new Jedi Order story arc. Man, she stole the Falcon. You could say from Chewie, because he's still around. You would think he would inherit the Falcon after Han dies and Leia dies. She even stole Poe's fucking droid. Fucking BB-8 at the end of fucking Rise of Skywalker is standing next to her at the fucking Lars homestead on Tatooine when the droid belongs to fucking Poe. We got a few seals in the week, seals of the week this week that actually that's relevant too. Man, the ancient rhino method of storytelling. Yes, I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's because you didn't forget. It's just because there's so much crap in there that she did steal that it just sort of like slips your mind. The most important ones go to the top. It's a fucking disaster. Fucking disaster. So that's what apparently, in regards to the movies, that they've got in active development. What do you reckon out of those that we're actually going to see? The top 3, I reckon we'll see. The Dawn of the Jedi, I'm not too sure on. The Taika Waititi movie, man, they've been talking about that for 2 years. I doubt it. And the Sean Levi, well, I haven't heard anything about the Sean Levi one. So I don't even know. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't get it. It wouldn't surprise me if we weren't to get it. Like, just crazy. And to think about it, like, you know, like you sometimes see these people post stuff like, what are you excited about? What, you know, are you excited for this? Are you excited for that? I'm not excited for any of this stuff. But I say that, and then the people that, you know, the shippers and the spurgers and the stuff like that come out and go, well, then why do you bother with it? Why do you keep watching it? Let us enjoy it. No, I'm sorry. They've destroyed my favorite franchise. If my commentary of these shows and of these movies destroys your enjoyment of it, well, then that just solidifies that I'm right. Because no matter what I say shouldn't actually destroy your enjoyment of it. And I'm not here to and saying what I'm saying with the intention of destroying your enjoyment of it. I want people to actually see it for what it is. So, you know, there is that element to it. Rhino, what's your thoughts on Charmin Obaid-Chinoy? Thanks, Trev. I've talked a lot. We talked a lot about, obviously, her last week, and I think even the week before. So you can go back and you can rewatch those streams. I even think that I've done a video. I clipped out a video from not last week's stream, the stream before. And you can watch that as well. But to answer your question here and now, I think a lot of what she has said is absolutely disgusting. She is the racist. She is the sexist. Because to think that you can't be racist towards white people and you can't be sexist towards men is a joke. And her comments solidifies how sexist and how racist she actually is. In regards to what she is doing as a director on a sci-fi fantasy Star Wars movie, it blows my mind. It's beyond me. She's got no experience in doing it. She's come out herself and said that she's an accidental filmmaker. She can go out and do her documentaries. She also says that she's, whether it be overtly or covertly, puts her activism into her movies. Again, whether or not that she's talking about her documentaries or whether or not she's talking about the stuff that she did. Apparently, she did a couple of episodes for the Marvels or Miss Marvel or something like that. And those episodes had to be reshot by somebody else, somebody completely different. And he also asked, how uncomfortable do you think the new upcoming Rey movie is going to make you? Based on what she said, I feel like she's going to do whatever she can to try and make us dudes feel uncomfortable. I don't think I'm going to be uncomfortable. I think I'm going to, there's going to be a lot, I'm going to be laughing a lot. That's what I actually think. It's going to be a disaster. I heard that there's a new rumor that they're just going to probably release it on Disney Plus because they don't want to have a box office for this thing. Again, with all the rumors and stuff, I'll wait and see. They might just release it on Disney Plus. They might. But you know what I actually think that they're going to do with the Rey movie? And I think I said this last week. They're going to put in all the characters that the Disney Plus shows fans like Grogu, like Bo-Katan, like the Mandalorian, possibly, Luke Skywalker. We're probably going to have Force Ghost Anakin. Wouldn't surprise me if we had Force Ghost Obi-Wan and Force Ghost fucking Qui-Gon. You know, I get angry at these things like the Qui-Gon Jinn showing up at the end of the Obi-Wan series. I'm going to take this down now. You know, I get angry about that because the reason why I get so angry about stuff like that is because the people that are creating the shows, Deborah Chow and all of these people, even Dave Filoni, right, is an executive producer. They don't give a fuck about continuity and continuity of the lore and continuity of the canon. They don't. And the evidence of that is, well, there's a lot of evidence out there, but if I could pick one thing, it would be the Qui-Gon Jinn thing. In their own canon, Qui-Gon, when he's talking to Yoda, states that he can't manifest himself because he didn't complete the training. People want to use their headcanon saying that he completed the training after the fact. Well, that's bullshit too. People want to try and use the argument that Vader turned back to Anakin at the end of Return of the Jedi. So how did he become a Force ghost? Well, if you read the novelization, now you don't need to, you know, it's the one thing that a lot of people talk about is like, I shouldn't need to do additional homework to have something make sense. Well, you don't necessarily need to do that, but Obi-Wan helped Anakin really quickly complete the training before he actually did die so that he could become a Force ghost, so that he could become one with the Force. He was finally actually at peace. He brought balance back to the Force. He completed the prophecy as the chosen one. But the Qui-Gon Jinn thing, like, honestly, I would not have had a problem if it was just his voice talking to Obi-Wan at the end of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I got a lot of problems with that fucking series, but I would not have had a problem if it was just his voice. But it wasn't just his voice. He actually appeared, destroying not only George's canon, but their own canon in the process. Raging Dino says, but you're forgetting one thing. It's Disney. They don't care about canon. Well, that's true. That's true. You know, with the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, there was a lot of problems with that. The two rematches that they had. The first one where he drags Obi-Wan into the fire and then, you know, he actually snuffed out the fire with a force push. And then it just gets ignited again. And all of a sudden, he just stands there and watches Obi-Wan get picked up by a droid. The dialogue in that show, it's bad. It's bad. It looks bad. The fact that Obi-Wan left to fucking go and help Leia, help Bail Organa. Bail Organa's dialogue, they've made not only through the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, but also through the Andor show, they've made Bail Organa like completely irrelevant, completely pointless. He should be really relevant at this timeline in the story, at this time period. But he's not. Why isn't he? Because he's a white straight male. Well, he's not even a white straight male. He's just a straight male with olive skin. But the Force is more female than it is racist. Disney doesn't care about canon. And even Dave Filoni doesn't care. He's come out, there was there was the video or the interview with Sam Witwer where, he said to apparently Dave, we've got to do this again because it contradicts this. And he's like, no, it's good if it contradicts that. Okay. It's good if it contradicts canon that's already been established. And people have talked about my nitpicks with the Ahsoka lightsabers changing color from the novelization to the season 7 of the Clone Wars. It might be a nitpick, but it's still relevant. A nitpick can still be correct. God, they have done so much damage. They've done a massive amount of damage to George's canon, but they've done a lot of damage to their own fucking established canon that they're basically bought in. And if you go back and you remember what they said about the EU and the reason why they were decanonizing it so that they could have this nice cohesive timeline and all of that sort of thing, they've completely butchered that. Completely butchered that. I think that, and this is one of the things from the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, a lot of people talk about when he, instead of walking around the gate, he's trying to figure out how to get through the gate, and then he just shoots the lock or whatever, and the beams just disappear. And then when you look at the wide shot, it's like, dude, you could have just why was that such a barrier for you that you had to get around? You could have walked around it either way. That's a nitpick. But it's not that it's incorrect. The people that criticize it for that are absolutely 100% correct, right? Oh, but just let us enjoy it. Okay, enjoy it if you want to fucking enjoy it. I think it's stupid. And I question your sanity and your IQ and your ability to actually think freely if you enjoy it. But that's on you. The Kenobi series still hurts my brain. All of Disney Star Wars hurts my brain. Yes, the Kenobi series is one of those shows that they've actually put out there that does just as much damage to Star Wars and just as much damage to legacy characters as The Last Jedi does. But, Yaddle talking normally. That's a nitpick, but it's still relevant. Because in the EU, she spoke the same way that Yoda spoke. But then that sets off the Spurgs. That sets off the Disney shills and says, see, Yoda was being a troll. Yoda was he did have a disability. It gives them fuel because that's who Disney want to cater to. Cool. I think you're stupid for thinking that it's fine and a good thing for this species in this universe to just change them up like that. That's true too. Disney also kind of ruined Qui-Gon's death with how they handled the other women characters getting stabbed. 100%. Reva gets stabbed twice by Vader. Once as a child, once as an adult. Reva knows that Anakin is Vader. That shouldn't even be a thing. That definitely shouldn't be a thing. You know, again, in George Lucas's Star Wars, when Order 66 happens, and of course Vader, you know, gets his limbs chopped off and essentially turns into the suit Vader, Palpatine said basically that Anakin died in the temple during the raid, which is kind of true. He did die, killed himself. Vader killed Anakin. Set him on the path down the dark side. Completely suppressing Anakin. Killed him. And this Vader person is just his new enforcer. He trumps everyone. All the Moffs. The only Moff he ever had respect for was Tarkin. That's it. The story made sense. The characters made sense. They have done an unwavering amount of damage to Star Wars in the 12 years that they've had it. Massive. Sabine gets stabbed by a lightsaber. Is left with nothing but a fucking flesh wound. You know, you could get a coin over here, 20-cent coin. I don't know what size coins and things you've got. Heat that up. Just have it sitting in fire for fucking an hour and then just stick it on her stomach, and that's what she's left with after being stabbed. Run through with a lightsaber. Oh, but it wasn't directly in the middle. It was off to the side. It only fucked a kidney. Oh, God. Taking away such importance of the weapon, the Jedi weapon. Completely cucking out Qui-Gon's fucking death. Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, Kathleen Kennedy, all of these people at Lucasfilm are fine with all of it. That's the Lucasfilm story group for you. 100%. 100%. And this is the thing. If you want to go back, it's all on my channel. All the reviews of all the shows, every episode, it's all there. You can watch it. You can see my thoughts, my reviews, my nitpicks, all of it. It's there. And it's fucking bad. It's fucking bad. So what gives me any confidence that the Dave Filoni movie, the Rey movie, the Mando Grogu movie, the Dawn of the Jedi, Taika Waititi, Sean Levi, any of these shows, The Acolyte, the fucking Skeleton Crew, the animated shows that they're coming out with, there's no, I'm sorry to say, and I'm sorry to say, but I'm not sorry to say, there's no hope there. There's no story there. There's no characters there. You know, I still think about the Ahsoka series and like, what the fuck? What did we actually see? What did we actually watch? What was the actual story? You know, I've heard Star Wars theory when he's been talking to Ryan and Mauler and stuff like that about this. This was kind of like is it a prologue? Prologue before or after? Whatever. It's the bit before the actual story hits. Gives you a catch up. If that is the case, it's the worst fucking catch up I've ever seen. Doesn't do the characters any fucking justice whatsoever. Hera is an absolute fucking piece of shit moron. They made Leia. They made in the Ahsoka series. They made Leia a fucking piece of shit. Leia would never agree to fucking the fucking pilots died. Hera, unsanctioned, got pilots killed. New Republic pilots. You know, it would have been different. It would have been a little bit different. You remember Rogue One when they didn't get sanctioned to go on a mission and fucking Andor says, you know, goes up to Jyn Erso or whatever and, you know, all of these people are on your side. It's like, we're not in a sanctioned mission. So if you don't want to be a part of this, you know, walk away now. If you do want to be a part of it, step forward, whatever the case may be. I'm sorry, Raging Dino. I've got to disagree with you there. I hate the fact of bringing back Mauler. I like Maul. What's Mauler? Maul. I like Maul as a character. I love Maul as a character. And yes, I would have loved to have seen more. But you want to see more of Maul? Read the 2 novels that they came out with that cross over with the Plagueis novel. Bringing back Maul was a big mistake because this is now what allows people to say to us that think that, you know, characters getting run through with lightsabers say, oh, but you're okay with Maul coming back? No, if you've actually been listening to me long enough, you know that I think that Maul coming back is absolute fucking bullshit. He got bisected. Fucking bisected. That takes away any importance of lightsabers. I don't think the amount of hatred that he's got for Obi-Wan should change anything. And then people then make the argument, but then what about Anakin? He got his legs and his arm chopped off and then he got burnt alive on the shores of Mustafar. And his dark side, his hatred kept him alive. I'd argue that it wasn't just that. It was timing. He was dying. People then make the argument, why didn't Obi-Wan finish him off? Well, he sensed, like, I know it would have taken him 2 seconds to jump down that hill and fucking just run him through with the lightsaber and finish him off. But I like the idea of that. And in the, I want to say the Obi-Wan Kenobi novel, but I don't think it is. No, it's not. It's the Rise of Darth Vader novel. At the end of that, when Obi-Wan actually finds out from the holonet that Vader survived. It's the first time he's been on Tatooine for a year. It's the first time that fucking Qui-Gon actually speaks to him because Obi-Wan starts freaking out and starts thinking, fuck, maybe I shouldn't have brought Luke to Anakin's home planet. And fucking Qui-Gon puts him at ease in the best possible way. If you haven't read the book, fucking read the book. It does such a great job. No. No. I'm not saying that at all. No. I know that there's people out there that hate Disney Star Wars, but like, you know, more coming back. I personally just don't like the idea of Maul coming back. And like I said, it now gives the Spurgs out there this fuel to say, why it's okay that Sabine or Reva or whoever gets run through with a lightsaber. It becomes their justification for it. And I'm not saying that that's why I dislike Maul coming back. I dislike Maul coming back because I think he should have just stayed dead. It's just better. It also takes away from fucking Obi-Wan's, completing his training, getting his knighthood. I feel. No, I'm not saying that at all, Raging Dino. And based on your comments that I've seen in the chat here, I know that you don't like Disney Star Wars. This is the thing. The Maul thing happened when George was still in control. I just think it was a big mistake. Big mistake. All right. Let's see. There you go. His company made the Christmas special too. Who cares? Bad is bad. Wrong is wrong. I agree with that. Yeah. Melissa's here. Sorry, not my fucking idiot. Alora's here saying, please smash the like button. Please, yes, do smash that like button. I'm finally up to the bit in the X-Wing series where Corran Horn is now engaged. Fucking good series of books, those books, I think. The funny thing is I need to listen to them again because I usually listen to the books on my way to work, on my way home from work in the car. But I also listen to them at night when I'm just laying in bed. And I think sometimes I either don't go back far enough or there's little bits that I sometimes miss. Not all the time, but sometimes. That could be a mistake too, killing him off in episode 1. But see, they had to find a way to have him not be his apprentice anymore. And the best way is killing him. There's plenty of stories before Maul gets chopped in half that are out there. Like I said, the two books are Maul Shadow Hunter, really, really good book, and Lockdown. 2 really, really good Maul stories, really, really good Maul books, like really good. Lockdown's fucking fantastic. I'd say fucking both of them, fucking fantastic books. Okay, Brett, how you doing? Yeah, if you want more Maul stories, I highly recommend those books. And this is the thing with the EU and them decanonizing the EU. Those are movies that they could have created. Maul, a Star Wars story. With that whole thing that they were doing with Rogue One and Solo, a Star Wars story, and all of this kind of thing. They could have done those 2 books. You know what would have been really good? Well, you know what would have been really good? And this is how you do Easter eggs really well. This is how you do Easter eggs really well. Is you do the Plagueis novel as a movie. You do the Plagueis novel as a movie. And because there are tie-ins, right? Palpatine talks to Plagueis about the missions that he has sent Maul on, which those missions are those books I just mentioned. That's how you do Easter eggs. Even just him referencing it. You don't even have to necessarily have Maul. You do have to have Maul in the Plagueis movie. But you don't, for those moments, just to have those Easter eggs there, and then you make those movies. It makes people interested. This happened at the same time as this was happening over here in this movie. That's how you do it. Russell Hall for 2. They could easily have made Darth Maul trans. Yes, they could. They could have. That's so funny. Thank you, Russell. Thanks for the laugh. See, they think that, like, that Mando season 2, right, with all the cameos that they have, or they think that the Easter eggs that they put into Andor in Luthen's store with, like, the holocrons and the armor and the Jedi Temple Guard helmet and all of that sort of thing, they think that's good Easter eggs. See, I then ask the question, like, how do they have all this I've said it before. How do they have all this Force-sensitive material in his shop on Coruscant and not have been raided by Vader and or Palpatine? How? There's no way Luthen would be allowed to trade these fucking Jedi or Sith artifacts. No chance. No fucking way. And not have had fucking Palpatine sense it on Coruscant. Yes. He already had his wang chopped off. Thanks, Russell. Oh, that's funny. Oh, fuck. That is fucking funny. But see, they don't think about shit like that. Look at the people creating these shows and creating these movies don't think about stuff like that. Especially the guy that did Andor, because the guy that did Andor doesn't even like Star Wars. Doesn't even care about Star Wars. Now, I'm not saying that the people that are making it need to like it or but you've got to have done your research. You've got to know your shit, whether you like it or not. If you're going in there and creating it, he came out and said that's the reason why we didn't have droids and aliens at the forefront. You know, even in A New Hope, Luke's interaction in the cantina with the guy that says, "I don't like you either." You know, just alien there. Fucking, it's an alien that follows them to the Millennium Falcon and then reports that in. Yeah, Tony Gilroy's a fucking idiot. But see, that's why they get people like him. That's why they get people like Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. Because these are the ones that they can control because they don't know. And they don't care. And they don't care to know. They don't care to do their research. We've even had actors play the roles and say, "Oh, yeah, I watched a couple of them," or "The director told me not to watch any of the Rebels." Why wouldn't you want to do as much research into your character as possible? Why wouldn't you want to know what the character was like? Why would the director tell the person not to watch it? Is it because they actually do want to change the character from what was established? Probably. Probably. Oh, God. And again, the reason why I talk about it as much as I do, is because it's my favorite franchise. It's my favorite thing. It actually, the story of Anakin Skywalker, Vader, and then going back to Anakin and his redemption and everything has a very close, I've got a very close connection to that story, the redemption. Personally. Everybody sees these things differently. Everybody takes them differently, all of that sort of thing. But it sounds ridiculous and it sounds petty, but that story resonates with me because, you know, I went through a downfall and I came out of it. I redeemed myself just like Vader redeemed himself. Similarities there. The connection's insane. Anyway. Yes, but see, I think with the Ahsoka thing, Lucas was okay with Dave Filoni bringing that in, but as it's been mentioned, and I'm going to bring up the clip. Thank you, Alora, for actually clipping this out because I've bookmarked it to save it forever so that I don't ever have to look for it again. Let me just bring it up here if I can find it. I'm going to scroll down because it's pretty deep in my bookmarks. Give me a sec here, guys. Oh, I'm on the wrong screen there, Jesus. Keep going. And it's also this clip that makes me wonder or think why people like Star Wars Theory think that Dave Filoni is being loyal to George Lucas. Blows my mind. Fuck, where is it? Where are you? No, I've gone too far. Fuck. Gone too far. God, I've got that many bookmark things. Because I do so many streams, I just bookmark everything for all different streams that I do. No, I'm nearly there. I know I'm nearly there. No, there it is. There it is. Plug my headphones in. This is the man that people think is being loyal to George Lucas and going to save Star Wars.
I've always been a bit more in the Ahsoka lives camp. And George has been very full on in the Ahsoka dies camp. I think I've said that before, if not revelation for you. I've always...
There you go. George was always in the Ahsoka dies camp, and Dave was always in the Ahsoka lives camp. And despite killing Ahsoka 3 fucking times, she's still alive. Ahsoka should have died a long time ago. The funny thing is I probably wouldn't have a problem with her character if she actually was dead by now. You know, Dave has made her so important to all aspects of Star Wars, all different eras, the forming of the rebellion. She's so important to everything now. And people want to say, like, even with the World Between Worlds stuff in the Ahsoka series, she came out of that and she's like Ahsoka the White, right? But she's not any different. She's the same fucking personality, the same. Nothing in her mindset has actually changed. Nothing. It was a pointless exercise. You know what it was? It was fucking jangling keys in front of your face. It was so that you could see the Mandalorian war or whatever in, the Siege of Mandalore in live action. It was so that you could see Anakin, more of Anakin and Ahsoka together. Fucking horrible. Fucking horrible. All right, let's get into the Rey stuff. Let's talk about this really quickly. Obviously, like I said, I did my video. I'm pretty much going to basically go through it on stream the same sort of way that I did my video. So the year so far for Lucasfilm, for Disney Star Wars, has been an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster. When I did my video, we were at the 17th. So in 17 days of the year, because Charmin Obaid-Chinoy said her comments on CNN on the 2nd of January, or the 3rd? 2nd or 3rd, I can't remember exactly. And that blew up. That was a shit show. And that's why I think a lot of the stuff that Lucasfilm has come out and announced in the last 2 weeks have been damage control for the shit that was going on with Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. So Charmin comes out and she says her comments. That blows up, goes completely viral. New clips are coming out. Old clips are coming out showing how bad she is for Star Wars. How bad she is as a person, really. Like I said, she's the racist. She's the sexist. Right? But then, a couple of days after that, we get the announcement of the Mandalorian Grogu movie. And how that's going to take over from Mando season 4. And then, of course, actually, that shouldn't be there. Then we get the Ahsoka season 2 is officially in development, but not long before that, like a week before that, the 4th of January, this was published about how Rosario Dawson hasn't been approached, hasn't actually had any discussions about season 2, knows nothing. And yeah, that there's that. And then, of course, there was this. The upcoming Rey Star Wars movie, delayed indefinitely. And then later that day, went the wrong way. And then later that day, you've got Lucasfilm confirms Rey's Star Wars movie hasn't been delayed. And it's like I said in my video, what the fuck is going on over there, Lucasfilm? It seems like you don't even know what's going on. You know what would nip this in the bud straight away? A tweet from the official Star Wars account saying the Rey movie isn't delayed. The Mando movie isn't taking over from season 4, or it is, whatever you're planning on doing. Because there was also the, not long after this, there was the rumor about how they're going to do 6 episodes of Mando season 4, and then the movie will be the culmination of that season. It's a mess. It's a mess. And we're supposed to look back at all of those things that are in development and think that, they've actually got it under control and they actually know what's happening. The thing that gets me with all of this stuff, like the Mandalorian Grogu movie, the Ahsoka season 2 stuff, the Rey movie, is what's the story? What's the story? Like, even with the Ahsoka, like, we've been talking about it. What did we get out of Ahsoka? We got some stupid decisions being made and shit going on. Apparently, by the end of it, Ahsoka's like, we are where we're supposed to be. We got fucking, we got Ezra back to the main galaxy. We let Thrawn get back to the main galaxy. Completely fucking Ezra's sacrifice over the last 10 years. And he's just supposed to be happy with that. Which he seems to be. He questioned Sabine about it at least 2 times. She's like, I don't want to talk about it. Stupid. It's stupid. But see, I feel like all the noise, like this noise is all just to fucking cover up what Charmin Obeid Chinoy has fucking come out and said. They could come out, Star Wars account could come out and say, we're backing Charmin Obeid Chinoy 100%. They don't do anything. Did they even fucking wish James Earl Jones a happy birthday this last week? No. I didn't see it. I saw people saying, where's the happy birthday for him? This is like 4 or 5 years now. They'll wish Rose Tico a happy birthday publicly, but they won't wish him a happy birthday. I'm sure I did a video last year or the year before, if not both, that they still aren't wishing this guy a happy birthday. The guy that fucking voices Vader. One of their, if not their most popular character. Hey, Sporking, how you doing? Dude, it's so fucking busy. Like, I was actually talking to Blabs before the stream and like, you know, even putting videos together is fucking hard at the moment. It used to be so much easier when COVID was a thing and we weren't actually working and we were locked down and all of that sort of stuff. That's why I had so much more time on my hands. I will endeavor to make it back. No hard feelings whatsoever. I love you, dude. You've fucking, it's just been tough. But thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Well, that's true. If they really wanted to cover up her comments, Rhino, they would have cancelled the Rey movie. They can't. They can't. They're so deep into it now. And I don't know what the situation is with the scripts or anything like that. Like there was this here. This was one of the things was that apparently Stephen Knight's having creative problems or whatever. But the Daisy Ridley-led Star Wars film has not been delayed indefinitely, a source at Lucasfilm confirms. Stephen Knight is still writing the script, and Lucasfilm is waiting for his latest draft. Now, again, it's sort of rumors, like, you know, he's submitted a draft, and then, you know, I've heard stuff that he's not rewriting the whole thing, but then I've heard stuff that he is rewriting the whole thing. You know, they put their notes in there and said, nah, we need it like this. It's all noise. It's all noise. And this is the thing. I don't know what to believe anymore. And that's why, I mean, for a long time with the rumor mill stuff and all of that, you know, like I said, I don't even take it with a grain of salt. I ignore and completely disregard it. You know, the people out there that are stating the rumor that fucking the Acolyte's not a thing, it's a sizzle reel, the whole Sparrow stuff, right? That we've been essentially watching and Melvin has documented over the last, 6 weeks or so. I don't buy it. I just don't buy it. Because also, too, if the Acolyte isn't going to be a thing, the Acolyte is really just a sizzle reel. I don't know why it would be. But if it was, that means that this year for Star Wars, all they're going to release is Skeleton Crew, which nobody really knows or has heard anything about Skeleton Crew. The subject of discussion when it comes to Star Wars, Skeleton Crew is like bottom of the barrel. Nobody's talking about it. There's nothing to talk about with it. But we're going to get Skeleton Crew, Tales of the Jedi Season 2, and Bad Batch Season 3. Do you really think that's all they're going to release? Do we know when Andor Season 2 is due? Likely 2025. You'd think with the volume and everything that they've like, it makes me wonder whether or not like Andor was even planned out in its 2 seasons. If you had your 2 seasons of Andor actually planned and structured and storyboarded and whatever, and all you had to do is basically do the scripts for them. I mean, when did Andor Season 1 actually come out? It was 2022? Now I need to check that. Yeah, September of 2022. To me, I'm sorry, but to me that just tells me that it is a disaster. They actually don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's horrible. That is horrible. So yeah, look, it's been a bad year for Disney Star Wars so far. A really bad year. What more can we say about it than that? The rumors, the reports, everything. I just want to... So there was that. Sorry, I'm just shuffling a couple of things around. Let's move that to shit there. And we'll move that there. Yeah. So also too, I only just saw this morning. So Daisy Ridley will reportedly make $12.5 million from her upcoming Star Wars movie. What a waste of money. I mean, good for her, I guess. Good for her, I guess, but that's fucking what a waste. I was listening to Ryan. He was on Theory's channel again, and there was like I was at work, so I was in and out. But you know, Ryan was saying the best thing that they could do is like obviously put it on a hiatus, but then if they were to do that when they come back, like go thousands of years in the past or thousands of years in the future, Like, that could do something. But if the people that are creating Star Wars now are still creating Star Wars, let's say after the hiatus in 5 years' time, doesn't matter where they go. Forward, back, up, down, inside out, back to front. It's all just going to be shit. Because the people that are creating it don't care. They don't care enough. They just don't care. But yeah, $12.5 million to me is just a waste of fucking money. But it's probably what they needed to pay her to have her come back. After all the controversy and all the not speculation, all the criticism of the sequels. And the shit that she the shit that she copped. I got no issue with Daisy Ridley. I got an issue with Rey as a character. I don't think she's a great actor. That is essentially taking a shot at Daisy Ridley, but that could also have something to do with the fact of the way that she was directed, the way the script was written. It's kind of like Rosario Dawson, right? I've seen Rosario Dawson in a lot of different shit. And majority of it, she's been great. She can act. It's really fucking good. But her as Ahsoka playing this cross-handed, stoic, fucking blunt, no expression, no emotion character is fucking lame and stupid. Was that Rosario's fault based on what we've seen from Rosario in the past? I don't think so. I think that's Dave Filoni's fault. I think that's the writer's fault. I think that's the director's fault. That's the way the actor was directed to act the character. But that also comes to the research that the actor did into their own character. Rosario should have watched everything to do with Ahsoka if she's going to play the character of Ahsoka. Did she? I don't know. I can't remember. I don't think so. And based on what we saw, I don't think so. It's kind of like when Rian Johnson was doing The Last Jedi and we had Mark Hamill come out and say, I said to Ryan, I fundamentally disagree with everything that you're doing with my character. Well, he understood and knew the character. I hate defending Mark Hamill because he's a piece of shit. Right? But he knew the character. And he went to Ryan and said, this isn't right. Because he understood his character. He understood it. The people that are playing these characters now have fucking no idea. Yeah. Woo! Excuse me. Man, he's gone off the rails. Anyway, $12.5 million. It's a waste of money. And this movie's a waste of time. And I really hope that they do release it in theaters. I ain't going to see it. I ain't giving this fucking thing any money. I'll be watching it. Don't doubt that for a second. But I won't be going to the theater to see it. I won't be paying for it. That's for fucking sure. Fucking waste. Waste of time, waste of money. And just more destructive Star Wars. Great. Just what we want. So I'll just show this really quickly. I think we talked about this last week, and I also brought this up in my video. What just happened there? Oh, fuck off. So yeah, this was the rumor about The Mandalorian season 4 will be 6 episodes and will likely come out before the movie. So that makes me think that, I mean, The Mandalorian, the 2 seasons that we've had have both been 8 episodes. Am I right in saying that? I think I'm right. So yeah, if this has been cut down to 6 episodes, that means like the last 2, possibly like even 3 episodes, they're culminating into the movie. Will we see it? It wouldn't surprise me if we did. You know, but this is the thing though too, is like, where are they going to be released? Are they going to be a Disney Plus release, or are they going to be a fucking an actual theater box office release? And then there was this. I had this at the end of my video. I don't know who made this quote. I opened up the article and I can't even find, it says full details. I can't even find the quoted section of the actual article. But a new report has cast doubt on The Mandalorian Season 4 ever happening following the announcement of the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. It's definitely not a given. I mean, in all honesty, who fucking cares? That's right. That's exactly what that means now. D plus is straight to DVD. So yeah, we've had so far within the last 2 weeks with this Mandalorian Grogu movie, we've literally had the Mandalorian and Grogu movie is in active development, and it's going to be the season 4 of the Mandalorian. Then we had, no, it's not going to take over season 4 of The Mandalorian. It's going to just come after season 4 of The Mandalorian. Then we had that it's not going to be a complete season of season 4 of The Mandalorian. It's just going to culminate in the movie. Then we've got the season back to the season 4 might not even happen. Again, if they actually knew what they were doing over there at Lucasfilm, they would make a fucking public announcement and say, this is what's happening. This is our idea. This is how we've structured it. This is what's going to actually happen. But because they've obviously got no idea, they don't even know what they don't even know what to say. Let the rumors fly. I thought Favreau was doing Mando. Well, this is the thing too, is that didn't Favreau say that season 3 and season 4, he wrote at the same time, like it's all already planned and structured out? And then didn't we get a rumor that Favreau was completely out of Star Wars? That's why he killed off his own character in Mando season 3. Like, oh my God. It is all over the place. What do you believe? You just read the article and they don't even mention that. How do you believe anything? They're making up bullshit fucking quotes. God. But the Civil War. Yeah, exactly. God damn. They have no idea what they're fucking doing over there at Lucasfilm. So and this goes straight into, apparently The Mandalorian and Grogu is going to be released May 2026. The Ahsoka Season 2 will premiere in 2025. Fuck, we're a long way away from these things happening. The Dave Filoni Star Wars film will start in the works at Lucasfilm. Is still, in the works at Lucasfilm. The film will release after Ahsoka Season 2. It's all just, and these are not official accounts that are saying this stuff. It is all just being thrown out. Everything's being thrown at the wall. The shit hasn't just hit the fan. The shit is all over the fucking place. Yeah, exactly. So that's all he fucking does. Makes up bullshit. Him and Cameron Pasha, two peas in a fucking pod. Creating false hope and bullshit for people because they sat there and they liked what they saw with The Mandalorian. Even though it's absolute garbage Star Wars, that they had to make up rumors so that they could separate the Kennedy and the Favreau and Filoni stuff. These guys know Star Wars. Hey, Filoni might know Star Wars, but he's still fucking in bed with Kathleen Kennedy and completely disloyal to George Lucas. Absolute cuck. Piece of shit. But yeah, so the Mandalorian Grogu movie is coming out in 2026. Are we getting Mando Season 4 in 2025? I thought the movie that was supposed to come out was the Rey movie. Do we even have I don't even know if we've got an announcement of when the Rey movie is set to release. Let me check something here. God, you search and it's just fucking articles saying it's been delayed. It's not been delayed. It's been delayed. It's not been delayed. Fucking hell. Supposed to be December 2023. What? No. That's bullshit. Oh my God. I can't find anything. Delayed from December 2025 to May 2026. Jesus. Jesus. Announced Star Wars Celebration. Yeah, we know fucking about that. Okay, the majority of the things are May 22nd, 2026. Oh, here's another one. Sorry, I actually had another tab to go to. Rumor, Dave Filoni's Mandoverse movie will release in 2028. So hang on a second. This is supposed to tie into this stuff that's supposed to come out in 2025. And then we've got to wait 3 years for the movie. Oh my God. This is why I say now, I will just wait and see. I will wait and see. Damn strike didn't help things. No, probably not. But I still think that if there was no strike, they would still be in a shambles. It would still be a mess. Absolute fucking disaster. To me, it really comes out that they've got no plan. Like there's no overarching stories. It's just you get a movie, you get a movie, you get a show, you get a this, you get a that. Do fucking whatever. God. 2028, we get Dave Filoni's Mando movie. 2025, we get Ahsoka Season 2. 2026, we get Mandalorian and Grogu. 2026, we also get the Rey movie. Like, these are fucking miles away. Fucking miles. We're at the beginning of 2024. Miles and miles and miles away. The Rey movie's already had a script apparently, handed in that's been handed back and got to make adjustments for it. God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't even know what else to say than fucking oh my fucking God. Sorry, I'm just checking Streamlabs over here. Just make sure. Awesome. So yeah, like I've sort of said, we will wait and see what happens. I'm not playing these games. I will sit there and report what I can report and give my thoughts and opinions on all of the rumors and everything that we hear moving forward. I'm not going to stop doing that. But I ain't buying into any of it. I ain't believing anything. I'll believe stuff when we see stuff from like actual Lucasfilm say something. It was them that released the information. Like, this is an actual given from the Star Wars official Twitter account. And directed by Jon Favreau, of all people. The one person that's apparently fucking gone AWOL at Star Wars that doesn't want anything to do with it anymore. Do we still sit here and say hashtag Doomfucktard was right? That was his rumor, confirmed by his fucking sources. And produced by Favreau, Kathleen Kennedy, and Dave Filoni. All these people are in bed with each other. But that they didn't plan on making that announcement. I swear to God, they did not plan on making that announcement. Not then. Not then. Maybe Star Wars Celebration in 2024, they were planning on doing it, but they were like, fuck this Charmin obeyed Shinoy shit. Fucking, it's blowing up. We've got to distract people from it. What do they like? They like Mandalorian. They like Grogu. Let's just make the announcement now. It was literally 7 days after all that shit happened. Hashtag grain of salt. Come on, Greg. We made it up. We made it up together. Hashtag Planet of Crate. Raging Dino says, Ahsoka is stupid. They lost me around that episode of Boba Fett with the Power Rangers. Yeah. Oh, man. You know what was the most disheartening thing in the Ahsoka series? What they did to Thrawn. They fucked his character. It's like at the end, I know Greg's gonna hate it. I'm gonna play it anyway. But at the end of this, when Thrawn says, let her go on her own path or something like that, so we'll always be one step ahead, that is a fucking ridiculous line. That is, it blows my mind how fucking lame that actually is and what kind of damage that does to a character like Thrawn. I'll play it out here.
You'd better put a chick in it.
I'm actually going to go get a drink, so if my chair's vacant when I get back, that's why.
You'd better put a chick in it. And make it fucking gay as fuck.
Going somewhere?
Put her on a path of her own choosing, so that no matter which direction she takes, we'll always be one step ahead of her.
What?
That is so lame.
How can you possibly be one step ahead of her if you allow her to go off on her own path? Thrawn, you're not Professor X. You can't get inside someone's head and know exactly what they're doing and exactly what they're thinking. It's fucking stupid, man. It just goes to show that, you know, these creators out there can only create characters as intelligent as they are. And what Dave Filoni showed me with the way he wrote Thrawn was how stupid Dave Filoni is. How fucking dumb he is. More rum in your drink? No, I'm not drinking at the moment. Actually, after New Year's on Flashcast, I gave myself alcohol poisoning and it's kind of turned me off for a little while. I drank way too much, way too quickly. Yeah, exactly. How about you send out more than 2 fucking TIE fighters? Oh, man, like I said, the way that Filoni wrote Thrawn just indicated to me and showed me how stupid Dave Filoni is. How unintelligent he is. And man, Dave Filoni would not be a good tactician at all. Now, I'm not saying that you've got to be a good tactician to write these characters. But I tell you what, the way that Timothy Zahn, and I don't want to defend Timothy Zahn because he's a sellout too, but the way he wrote the original Thrawn trilogy, fuck, he did a great job with the character, made him very, very intelligent. Very, very fucking smart. Oh, I've been there, man. Vodka. Yeah. The first time I got alcohol poisoning and threw up was the first time I ever got drunk. I drank so much, and it was on Southern Comfort. and I have never drunk a drop of Southern Comfort since. I just can't do it. I take a sip of it and it makes me feel sick. Okay, I wasn't that bad. Certainly didn't have to go to the hospital and get my stomach pumped. I woke up in the middle of the night 4 times and threw up, and I was drinking sculling water, and no matter what I put down, like I was just throwing water up. It was just disgusting. And then by the time I actually officially woke up, late that morning, I was actually okay. But I feel like that was because I was dumping the water. Not all of it stayed in there, but some of it got seeped through. It wasn't good. All right, the last 2 things that I just wanted to go over and talk about really quickly was so Dave Filoni will be honored with a George Pal Memorial Award at the 51st Annual Saturn Awards on February 4th, 2024. Now, I don't know, can anyone quickly give me who is George Pal? What is that award? To me, this is, again, the award shows and everything these days is just these guys patting themselves on the back. Lucasfilm bought him that award? Probably. They're trying to elevate Dave Filoni to because, okay, in the fan base, even though the fan base has been divided about 20 million times, he is, you could say, probably the most respected person at Lucasfilm by the fans. Not all of them, certainly not me. But, people like Theory think that he is the best fit for it, despite sitting there and saying that stuff that he has done is absolute garbage, but yet giving that garbage like an 8 out of 10. This is why I think that people like fucking Theory are just such fence sitters. That he is beholden to his audience. Oh, okay. Okay. So he produced films like War of the Worlds and Time Machine. Right. So let's give this award to the cowboy Dave Filoni. God damn. But then there's not only that, but apparently Chopper has been nominated. Who voices Chopper again? Oh, fucking Dave fucking Filoni. Chopper has been nominated for the People's Choice Awards for Best Droid Star in a Television Show. Now, please, if you could, chat, tell me, what other shows out there have droids in them? What is this category? What is this category? Best droid star in a television show. What is this? I want to know who else has been nominated in this category. In fact, let me just do a quick search. Best droid. What is it? Best droid star in a TV show. Nominees. Nominations. When did this article come out? January 30th, 2023. There's nothing. Oh my God. No. It doesn't even say what, like, the award show it is. People's Choice. Sorry, no, it does. Okay, hold on. Choice Awards. Oh, fuck off, Hollywood Reporter. Fucking Barbie. There's nothing. It's basically like a category just for Chopper, by the looks of things. The only link that it gives me is to that tweet. Oh, God. And then you got responses to that tweet. Like comicbook.com has tweeted, he's got my vote. What a bunch of fucking fags. Yes, I said it. This is fucking ridiculous. What a joke. I can't even find any other nominees for this category than Chopper. It's like this category has been made for Star Wars only because there's only ever been droids in fucking Star Wars. You got robots and stuff like that. Yeah, okay. That's it. I don't know what the. It would seem that Chopper has been nominated and has been the only one nominated in this category. If it's the People's Choice Awards, how do you vote? I'm a person. How do you vote? So yeah, Dave Filoni is getting an award, the George Pal Award, and he's also basically getting an award for being the best droid. What happened to those lollies? They turned them into fads. FADDS, and took the red spot out of the end of them. He's not a droid, though. He's a cyborg or something, isn't he? Yeah, he would be ashamed. Okay. If you're not gay, I wouldn't necessarily publicize that, but all right. That's funny. Mr. Bantham for 2 says he was just that good. No competition to nominate. It's true. He was just that fucking good. Thank you, Mr. Bentham. God damn. So that is pretty much everything that I've got to go over. We are now going to do Seal of the Week. And we are also going to watch the last episode of The Sparrow Files. Now, I've got too many I got one too many nominees here. So hang on a second. Just give me 1 sec here, guys. I think we might choose between those two because they're pretty much the same thing. Yeah. Fuck, I need to go to the bathroom now. Oh! All right, hang on. I'm going to play something. Please don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. We've got 47 people watching. Please smash the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. What am I going to play? We played the Rogue Squadron last week. That was pretty funny. I haven't watched that in a while. But we'll just watch Mozzafat, I think. It's a funny clip. And I'm still not over it yet. The best part of Mozzicon. All right, I will be right back. I'm just going to do this. I won't be long. I'll be back.
Oh, Mozza, read that.
So
Mozza, don't let the American bitch.
Did you just fart?
Yes, I did. Tell you what to do.
I think it's bedtime, Mozza.
Question mark.
I think it's bedtime for Mozza.
You pushed so far.
That's the type of videos that we watch on fucking Happy Hump Day.
I gotta pee. Oh my god.
All right. We are back. I loves those Mozzafats. They're Mozzafats, yeah. It's just fucking such a funny fucking clip. All right. You guys have to choose You guys have to choose. Really? He's not nominated for anything? The thing is that the George Pal fucking award isn't a nomination. That's not what it said. It said that he will be honored with that award. There's no nomination process for that award by the sounds of things. It's just they picked him. It wouldn't surprise me if they plucked it out of a hat, plucked his name out of a hat. Fucking Arboru comes through with the 10 gift memberships. Dude, that shit ain't cheap. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. If you've just been honored with a membership from Arboru, drop some seals in the chat because we're going to go through Seal of the Week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Dude, thank you. Man, I really appreciate that. We'd over the last couple of weeks, few of the memberships have dropped off because they were gifted memberships, and of course, not everybody wants to continue being a member. That's fine, obviously. But yeah, appreciate getting some new members in here. And look, we got all the seal clapping emojis. Woohoo! Love it. Love it. Yes, thanks, Arboru. Thank you. Dude, that's very generous of you, and I really appreciate you. You know what? Just for you, Arboru. Just for you.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt!
There you go. More seal clapping emojis. Woohoo! All right. Let's get into this. Let's do Seal of the Week. Arboru, you just made my day, man. Thank you. Don't you mean the Disney seal clapping emoji? That's exactly what it is, yes. It's exactly what it is. All right, let's you guys have to pick one between these two. Who gets the nomination for this week? So we got Sammy, the Tuscan Raider, says, listen, Star Wars fans, let's settle this once and for all. Rey is not a Palpatine. That is ridiculous. Rey is a Skywalker. Rey is canon. Did you watch the movie? She's a Palpatine that sold the Skywalker name. So you can say that she's a Skywalker all you want. Oh, Bob's wife. Oh, those are some fighting words. There's some fighting words there. So that's number one. So if you want that one, wait till you see them both. But if you want that one to be nominated, that's number one. And number two is from Gaz. Any pronouns or anything? No. Gaz says, let's be real. Rey was always going to be a Skywalker. Even when she was a nobody, she would be a Skywalker by the end of episode 9. She would have always found her family in the end. Well, she found her family in the end. Her family was Palpatine. And Kylo Ren revealed that to her. So because these two are very similar, these two are the two that you get to pick who gets the nomination for this week. So we got a 2, we got a 1. Oh, we got another 1. 1s and 2s. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Ones have got it so far. Well, there's another 2 in there. Oh, shit. Another 2. Oh, the 2s are coming in hot and heavy. Oh, 1. Fuck, maybe I should have just polled this and it ended the poll. All right, we're going to actually do that because it's too hard to actually determine. So, hold up, guys. I'm just going to poll it. Makes it easier. Seal. I'm just going to do it. Seal of the week. This isn't the official one. 1 and 2. Oh, no, we don't want another option. How do I... Oh, I'm going to put the X there. All right. We'll make this a quick one. Fucking fly in here. I want to catch it. Oh, I got him. I actually got him. I'm going to show you. I'm on the wrong screen. I actually caught him. Oh, he just flew out of my hand and onto the screen. Let's see if I can catch him again. Oh, I missed him that time. You know how you catch flies? Because if you film a fly in slow motion, well, I'm just telling you this while we're fucking waiting for the poll. If you film a fly in slow motion, when they actually go to take off, when they go to fly, they jump backwards. So they sort of jump backwards and then fly, right? So the best way to catch a fly is you got to swipe really quick and you got to cup your hand really quickly. But you come up from behind them and you swipe behind them and they sort of jump into your hand when they go to take off. Mr. Miyagi. You can call me Mr. Miyagi from now on. All right, what do we got in the poll? I'm going to end it. We got 27 votes. That's enough. Ones have got it. Sorry, guys. If you voted number 2, this is democracy. The ones have taken the cake, so we're getting rid of this one. Oh, I don't want to show that one yet. And the ones have it. Okay. So, let's do it official. Let's do it official.
Among the Jedi.
All right. So, the 4 nominees for this week, we're going to start with Sammy, the Tusken Raider, that says, listen, Star Wars fans, let's settle this once and for all. Rey is not a Palpatine. That is ridiculous. Rey is a Skywalker. Rey is canon. Nominee number 1. Pretty bad take, to be honest. Because I think we all know that Rey is actually a Palpatine that just stole the Skywalker's name. I must admit, when I saw that clip in the theater and like people are saying, "Don't you say it! I fucking hate this movie! I fucking hate Star Wars!" That was the Reylos going absolutely nuts. because that made her basically an incest, right? Nominee number 2 comes from Get In Loser. We're shipping... Oh, God. I didn't even read the name. We're shipping Wolf Wren. Sleepy Kitty, hashtag Wolf Wren, hashtag Sabine Wren, hashtag Shin Hati. And this is their little image. Fucking shippers, man. God, they're so disgusting and so stupid. This is what's important to them in Star Wars. Fucking shipping dumbass characters together. Their fucking entire fucking character development is them fucking. Yeah, I agree with all that. Anyway, why even have this conversation? Yeah, fuck. Yeah. But this is how they ship them. Wolf Wren. These two are very similar anyway. We've got Cat, Rebel Scum. How I sleep at night knowing no matter how nasty people can get online, everyone in the Ahsoka cast likes and supports Wolf Wren. If the entire cast does actually like and support Wolf Wren, it just solidifies that they are making Star Wars now for the shipping retards, the pronoun fucktards, all of those idiots, and the Disney shills, the Disney seals. So that's nominee number 3. And nominee number 4, with his first official nomination for 2024, is Star Wars Theory. He writes, done with Disney Plus shows, and then dragging out 2 episodes into 8 to 12. Time for a movie. It's all right, man. You'll get your opportunity. Let's have a listen to this fucking fence-sitting fucking shill retard. You know why he wants the movie? Because it's Dave fucking Filoni and Jon Favreau, the 2 fucking retards that he thinks are actually loyal to George Lucas. Let's take a listen to this fucking moron.
Now, with this being a movie, is the right move. I am so sick and tired of these shows that Disney Plus keeps releasing.
So hang on, I got to pause it there. He's sick and tired of these shows that Disney Plus keep releasing, yet he sits there and does these watch parties and then says how these episodes are like 7s, 8s. The entire series was a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Mate, to me, it doesn't seem like you're sick of these shows. It doesn't. Maybe a bit of Mauler and Ryan is actually rubbing off on him. Maybe. And you can sit there and you can fucking flip your head around and do your stupid fucking face all you fucking like, you fucking weird cunt. You see that clip? Did you see that video of him saying like the sequel trilogy movies, and he's got like puts this filter on where he looks like, what the fuck's going on? And then he puts Dave Filoni Star Wars and he sits there, he's like, he does this weird fucking thing with his face. What a fucking cocksucker.
Because there literally 3 episodes could have told the whole thing in its entirety. But they take that, they chop it in the middle, they put all this filler crap, they interject other characters we don't need to care about or even know about, like Reva, and then extend it and elongate it to an 8-episode series or 12-episode series when we could have gotten that in 2 to 3 episodes. Right? So a movie will do much more than a show will ever do. And I think that this...
Not if the people that are creating the shows that you apparently think that you're sick of are actually going to make the movies, because that's what's happening. That's what's happening. The people that are making the shows on Disney Plus that you're apparently sick of, that you give a rating of 7s to 8s out of 10s, are the ones that are going to be making the movies. So what gives you any confidence to think that it's about time we get a fucking movie and that it's actually going to be any good or that it's actually going to be good Star Wars? What a joke.
This is really the right move going forwards because these shows are just
really
waste of time. Unless they change the script entirely and they give us what would have been in one whole season, then great. Typically, I'm done with the shows.
Bullshit.
I can't stand it anymore. It's just too much filler crap, too
Bullshit.
much stuff we don't need to see. And I think movies are, you sit, one and done, on to the next movie in the next 2 to 3 years. That's how it should be done.
You know what? I'm actually going to save this. Have I already got it bookmarked? No, I'm bookmarking it now. I'm going to save this forever. And then when the next show comes out and he sits there and says that this fucking episode of this show is an 8 out of 10, I am going to reveal how full of shit he actually is. In fact, I might even go back to some of his watch parties, go to the end, go to where he actually says that, and then play this clip at the very end of it. What a hypocritical piece of shit. Anyway, they are your 4 nominees for this week's Seal of the Week. Let me put the poll in the chat for you guys. Seal of the Week. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Get your votes in. I don't even know how I'd go on a stream with Star Wars Theory, to be honest. I'd probably go off at him. Like, you are so full of fucking shit. All right, so nominee number 1, nominee number 2, nominee number 3, and nominee number 4. Get your votes in. Let me get out of here. And we are going to watch the final episode of The Sparrow Files. Let me go to Melvin's channel. Okay. I'm going to drop his link in the chat a couple of times here. If you're not subscribed, make sure you go over to Melvin, subscribe. If you haven't watched The Sparrow Files and this is your first experience of The Sparrow Files, go back and re-watch the entirety of The Sparrow Files. It is great. The research is impeccable. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 videos in The Sparrow Files. Like I said, I did watch this last one with Anna. We were just in a StreamYard chilling out and released, so we decided to watch it. So, we're going to get Viper's story here. I also want to know, who do you think Viper is? Do you think that you know who Viper is? Do you think that Viper is just a random person that was a part of Cameron's thing? Patreon? Because I personally, and it wouldn't surprise me, I think that Viper, my opinion, my speculation, is Melvin. I don't know if he's, and I don't know if that's true or not. It's just what I think. I'd love to ask Melvin, hey, dude, is Viper you? Yeah. Anyway, let's watch The Sparrow Files. Last episode. God, why is it so glitchy like that? God, I hope this plays okay. I've already clicked play. Let's go.
On the last episode of The Sparrow Files, we highlighted how others are frequently banned from Cameron's Patreon. They are not allowed to question the Sparrow narrative. We revealed an ongoing feud between Cameron and the channels WDW Pro and Valiant Renegade. They are channels that Cameron absolutely despises. He has slandered them, suggesting they work with Pablo Hidalgo. He accused them of stealing scoops. He even tried to dox WDW Pro. When Cameron bans people from his Patreon, most let it go. But Cameron Pasha didn't count on the Viper. The Viper is a man with nothing to lose. The Viper is out for vengeance. This is his story. I'm Darth Melvin, leader of the Knights of Melvin, and this is The Sparrow Files.
It's true.
So let's go through your experience in the server.
Good morning, gentlemen. The temperature is 110 degrees. First, I responded to a post Cameron made about a second season of Ahsoka.
Ahsoka is number 5 in Nielsen's top 10 streaming original programs. Oh yeah, Nielsen's, woo! Nielsen's has released its top 10 list for streaming for the week of August 28th through September 3rd, and the first 3 episodes of Ahsoka came in at number 5 in streaming original programs with 487 million minutes watched. Looks like this was the data that made Disney decide a second season is a good idea. Oh yeah, Nielsen. All right, guys, up high, down low, on the side, Sparrow.
That is too fucking funny. Oh my
Special
God.
thanks to Stephanie Janicek for the heads up.
Oh God.
I'm not interested in a second season. There were so many sequel trilogy references. Clearly, these fools are determined to lose money.
I didn't really catch any sequel trilogy references. Can you share what you saw?
Senator Ziano's and Dave Filoni's animated show, Star Wars Resistance. That takes place during the sequels. Ezra asked if the Emperor died. Sabine, that's what people say. Filoni is setting up Palpatine's return in Episode 9.
That character can go a different direction if the timeline has changed, and that's what people say is pretty normal. Nobody saw the Emperor die except for Luke and Vader. There are people today that still believe Adolf Hitler did not die in the Berlin bunker. The Russians did tests on the skull and they had supposedly belonged to Hitler, and it turned out to be a woman. So that is normal speculation at the end of a war.
This man immediately lied in his first response. A Star Wars Resistance reference is more than enough evidence of the sequels. That's just in Ahsoka alone. We're not even talking about the sequel trilogy references in The Mandalorian.
Correct. Or the Bad Batch, or the what was the other one? Mandalorian, Bad Batch, Ahsoka. There was something else. What am I missing? I'll think of it. Let's keep going. I will think of it.
Wishful thinking. They're doubling down on their trilogy. They literally announced a Rey movie. Cameron then spoke down to me, called me a newcomer. I must be ignorant to the Rey movie being canceled. He provided a link to his post. I took a look at his post. I, unlike Cameron, am open to discussion. Really not anything there. The script isn't written. Then there was the writer's strike. They changed writers. That is consistent with their dysfunctional ways. Nothing new. Rey is already prominent in Galaxy's Edge and was in their Star Wars hotel. They definitely are not shy about continuing her story. It's always been the plan to fix the sequels with the TV shows.
Correct.
What could possibly be the incentive to announce a fake movie?
The incentive is very clear. Kathleen Kennedy was attempting to force Bob Iger to greenlight projects he had said no to by announcing them in the trades, a tactic she has used for years, especially with the similarly fake Acolyte show. I urge you to look back over this Patreon, as I have been writing about the twists and turns of Kennedy's hidden war with Iger for over a year. She has essentially been defeated and is no longer allowed in the office. According to my source, Sparrow, who works inside Disney Lucasfilm, and her Rey project has been long dead. Also, Stephen Knight, the alleged writer of the fake Rey movie, is a UK writer, not WGA member, and thus has not been on strike. Yet no script for this movie has been delivered or discussed in months. Of course, you don't have to believe me, but if you believe my Sparrow source is fake or lying, I don't think this Patreon will be much value to you.
Straight from the Writers Guild UK website. We understand that these are difficult times and that many writers are in need of work, but we are advising our members not to work on projects in the jurisdiction for the WGA for the duration of the strike. The movie has been delayed. Stephen Knight hasn't been working on the script, but now that the strikes are over, he's going to resume.
He even then called me out for not believing Sparrow. I was just a man asking questions, having a discussion. He already wanted to ban me. Again, I read through his posts. What projects has she been pushing? Why would the Acolyte be fake? Essentially been defeated. They must have liked what she did with the sequel trilogy because they extended her contract. In 2021, they could have just let it expire and she'd retain some dignity.
Correct.
They wanted to keep her around. What changed in the last 2 years?
Like I said, you should read my reports over the past years. You seem you have no idea what I've been saying on these topics for months. I will give you a few starters, but I can't really go over a year of reporting to catch you up. So here are just a few posts to look at. And again, if you think my sources are lying, then I am unsure what value this Patreon provides.
I was giving Cameron every chance to defend himself. I became very annoyed when he used Doomcock as a reference, someone I knew to be a liar. You're using Doomcock to verify your claims. Doomcock has famously been wrong about Kathleen Kennedy being fired. He's clearly rinsing and repeating at this point. These posts are speculation, little info. The last link has another Doomcock video verifying your news from Sparrow. You'll need a more credible source than him to convince me Leslie Headland was fired. I insulted Doomcock and his credibility.
Yep.
That's when Cameron lost it. He
it.
banned me like a coward.
I don't need to convince you of anything, Viper. This is my Patreon in my home. Since you are clearly implying that my sources working inside Lucasfilm are not real or credible, thus suggesting I'm a liar, you don't need to be on this Patreon. The house rules I share with every new subscriber are clear. People questioning my personal integrity are not something I need in my own home. There are many YouTube channels that call Sparrow liars. You will be happier posting in the comments there. Goodbye.
Then it was nothing but darkness. My membership was terminated. I wasn't going to let this stand. Knowing that a ban was coming, I quickly reviewed all of the posts in his Patreon. I found his email address. Discussing your SJW behavior. Good morning, Mr. Pasha. The temperature is 110 degrees. I would like to discuss why I was banned from your Patreon. What was it about my responses that angered you to the point of silencing me like an SJW? Movies beyond the sequel trilogy are happening. You provided little evidence in your posts to back up your claims about the sequels, Kathleen Kennedy, The Acolyte. I'm just a man asking questions. You behaved like a paranoid child. On the very first response, you were clearly upset. You even said this Patreon probably isn't for me. Why do you not allow simple discussion on your Patreon? I was not being hostile or disrespectful in any way. I told you I didn't trust Doomcock's sources on Kathleen Kennedy. He said she was going to get fired for 2 years, and it didn't happen. Why should I trust his sources on her again? But you didn't want your Patreon members to see me speak out against him. Why is that? Is your Patreon nothing but a cult? This is how it's going to go down. You reinstate my membership on your Patreon. Then perhaps real discussion can take place. Or I become a nightmare. When you go to sleep, you'll always be thinking about Viper. I will tell the world what happened in your Patreon. I will tell the world how you are a spineless con artist SJW. Cameron, I hope we can put all this past us. We'll see what kind of man you really are. I warn you not to underestimate the Viper. I may or may not have my own sources within Lucasfilm.
Viper greater
And
than
Cameron
Sparrow.
didn't respond to you.
No, he's a spineless coward. He posted the email in his Patreon.
I get a threat from a band member and he slipped up. Last night I banned Viper, a new member who signed up a couple of days ago. The person immediately began questioning my sources and integrity and the recent Ahsoka thread. I decided I didn't need this character in my life or on this Patreon, so I banned him. And this morning he sent a threatening message to my personal email, but I never gave him that email, proving that he is one of the blobs who attacked me in the past, with whom I have cut off my prior relationship. Those gentlemen had my personal email.
The truth is, he couldn't handle the reality that the Viper was real. He tried to blame the black pill blobs he regularly cries about. I found his personal email on an old Patreon post.
That's what happens when you sit behind the desk. You forget things.
No one should underestimate the Viper.
I shared the email below to show you how deranged and desperate they have become. I moved on past them, and I very much appreciate how people on this Patreon have not brought up their names and shenanigans in the past few weeks. They can't handle being ignored, and they certainly can't handle that my career continues to move forward while they lose subscribers. I don't want to give them the air they desperately crave, but I thought you should all be aware of this recent development.
This is a fucking full-on spurg now. Like, man, unhinged. Absolutely unhinged.
As it shows, these people and their minions are mentally ill and unhinged. Here's the email sent from a dummy account.
You're fucking unhinged.
He proceeded to dox my email address, something he's all too familiar with. But that's okay. I welcome the heat. I live in it.
The delusions of the blobs run deep. These folks seem to confuse discussion with the blanket statements of their black pill idols.
I'm a supervillain and I shall use my powers of supervillain to force myself into a Patreon community. Whoa!
What the fuck has to be Blob number one? It sounds like him, and it's so delusional. This scares me, but Blob number one is rather psychotic enough to be scary. Need me to do anything?
Do nothing. They are unworthy of our attention.
I get it.
He does Genesex so well. The voices are so good. Oh, Melvin. Bravo.
But he named himself after an animal that eats birds. He even goes out of his way to state as much. Leads me to believe he thought he was being clever by making himself out to be a superior source that cares little for Cameron's Avery, if you will.
Bingo, Starkiller. This idiot unmasked himself with this stupid username.
What a creep. That is some really personally threatening stuff, and that is independent of the fact that he's kind of in factual fantasy land. I'm living testimony that diversity of opinion is welcome here. You gotta be a pretty big jerk to get tossed.
And you are a wonderful, valued member of this Patreon.
I have a pretty good idea who it might be, just based on the speech pattern in the text. Why does this person care so much about what you are saying to a relatively small community of people? This is not a competition, and you don't have a YouTube channel taking away clicks from them. This is not only juvenile, it's psychotic. Watch your back, my friend. This one is crazy enough to come find you.
Yes, this person is clearly psychotic. If they made the mistake to seek me out in person, well, it would be the last mistake they make. I follow a simple code.
Yeah.
I don't make threats.
Oh,
I don't
Cameron, you are a little bitch. You'd cower in the corner if Melvin fucking came and found you. It's so fucking ridiculous. So fucking ridiculous.
Warning, I just pulled the trigger. Spaz, 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 spaz.
What do you think of that, Viper? He threatened to shoot you.
No, I am not interested in finding him on the street. I have something else in mind.
What is that, Viper?
I offer a challenge to Cameron Pasha. Meet me in the mountains of Vietnam, where we will battle with nunchucks. Only one person will leave. We'll see what kind of man Cameron is.
What's the significance of the nunchucks?
Only Cameron will know when he chooses to face me.
After Cameron Pasha is defeated, what would you do?
After the Viper prevails over the Sparrow, I will finally be able to have peace. Peace with what happened to my family. Peace with what happened to Star Wars. I can finally turn the heat down, and I'll live the rest of my days rewatching George Lucas's movies, spreading awareness. Perhaps I'll start a channel. After Cameron's defeat,
I
Viper
actually do want just like a Viper YouTube channel. That would be awesome.
will be reborn.
Viper was banned from Cameron's Patreon. Not long after, he reached out to me and revealed all the secrets of the Sparrow Files. 2 months later, the first episode was released. Cameron Pasha's entire operation was being exposed. But was he aware of it? After the release of the second episode, we got an answer.
Yep.
I've been unmasked as a Disney shill, apparently. I received an unsubscribe notification from someone who apparently saw a video proving that I am a Disney shill from some YouTuber named Knights of Melvin. Their kind message to me.
Yeah, just call it 110 degrees. That's it. I like it.
Forgot I was subbed, and I saw Cameron Pasha as a Disney shill, The Sparrow Files, and I realized how dumb I was for believing this grift. Considering that I send out articles nearly daily with notifications, I am not sure how this person forgot they were subscribed to this Patreon. Also, I really wish this grift paid better than $0. It would have made getting through the strike a whole lot easier. But my friends, the painful truth has come out at long last. I, Cameron Pasha, was fired by Disney in 2010 from the Tron Uprising series for not going along with my boss's mismanagement of the show. Have found redemption with Bob Iger is a shield for Disney because Knights of Melvin has proved it. So let it be written. So let it be done. Moving forward, we will add Knights of Mediocrity to the Dunning-Kruger brothers and other blob grifters in the unworthy of our attention file. My apologies to all for the drama.
Cameron Pasha was so mad. I, Darth Melvin, leader of the Knights of Melvin, was now a blob. I was being added to the Dunning-Kruger brothers.
Patreon C member who has been a loyal supporter since February 2022 rightfully said that I should not have given this character attention, which is what he wanted. Artists tend to have fragile egos and get easily riled up, so that's my bad.
But there was no official update. Very quickly after posting, Cameron Pasha deleted the post about the Knights of Melvin. But why would Cameron Pasha do that? He must have taken a look at the Sparrow Files and realized
it was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
The last thing he needs is his patrons getting red-pilled by the Sparrow Files.
Correct. Fucking that's why he deleted it, because he was afraid that him publicizing that Knights of Melvin made the Sparrow Files, that all his Patreons would go and watch these videos and maybe, just maybe, even if it was just one or two of them, actually realized how fucked up this guy actually is.
The videos that expose all the lies in his Patreon. Cameron would continue to privately view the Sparrow Files, witnessing his demise. The anger built. The pressure to change his narrative grew. A couple weeks later, he snapped.
Latest info on the Acolyte and why this may be my last post on this topic. So I just got off the bat phone and honestly reeling. I spoke with at length at what they have been able to uncover regarding the Acolyte. And it required a lot of digging. We have now been able to piece together exactly what is happening and who is behind the financing and why this project won't die and why the trades are afraid to look into it and why none of it makes any sense.
See, man, it is crazy to think that Melvin releases the Sparrow Files 2 episodes into the Sparrow Files and he starts changing the narrative of his story. Like this is actually insane. This is actually insane.
And for reasons of personal safety, I cannot and will not share everything. I've just been told, yes, it's that bad. Let me tell you what I am at liberty to share. Once Jon Favreau secured control of Lucasfilm, he was read into what is really happening with the Acolyte, and he was put in an impossible bind, just as I am. He was able to track down the source of financing that Leslie Headland secured. Suffice to say, the money is coming from the United Kingdom, which is why the show is filming there, and it is not from Lucasfilm accounts. Favreau was then shown the footage that Headland managed to put together before she was thrown out of Lucasfilm, as Sparrow said. He hates it, hates it, hates it. Here's a direct quote from Jon. "This is the worst fan film I have ever seen. The money that was secured from the UK source was not enough to make anything look good. Everything looked so cheap," Sparrow indicated. Jon wanted to completely trash the project, but he faced a twofold problem. One, the nature of the funding source put him in a precarious position. Literally, these are people you don't want to cross. And secondly, some idiot on Bob Iger's team thinks that all PR is good PR, and the fact that the Acolyte has gotten so much attention, albeit most of it bad, means that they should release something to satisfy public expectations.
Oh, so they are
However,
going to release
something.
It's not just a sizzle reel anymore, Cameron. They are actually going to release something. This is insane. This is insane.
Sparrow thinks if they ultimately release any version of the show as it exists today, it would be the final arrow in Nelson Peltz's quiver against Iger, giving the investor essentially the one-shot, one-kill to take down the Disney CEO for mismanagement. Favreau understands the dangerous politics involved here, and so he agreed to throw a little bit of money to do some reshoots and see if anything could be salvaged. But the dailies from the Acolyte reshoots are in, and they are still terrible. Sparrow says it has become a self-fulfilled prophecy of suck. No one wants their name attached to this. So Jon Favreau is now trapped. If he puts...
I'm sorry to say, but you know what I actually want to have happen now? Not only do I want the Acolyte to come out, I actually really want it to be good. I want it to be really fucking good. Like the actually the best Star Wars that's ever come out of Disney. Imagine how good that would be. Man. Holy shit. Not only would it be fucking released, but imagine if it was fucking excellent. Oh man, it's not, but that would just be the fucking greatest.
This garbage out, the fan reaction will be so bad that it will unravel his efforts to rebuild Star Wars. If he doesn't put it out, he is dealing with the scary proposition of war with idiots on Iger's team. And even worse, with Headland's backers. I'm going to be extremely careful what I say in order to give you some context. I've reported for some time that Headland appears to have secured financing for the show from people she connected with through her mentor, Harvey Weinstein. But now it has become clear that the shady characters she is dealing with are way above Weinstein's pay grade. We are talking about people involved at the Epstein level. When Sparrow told me who these people are and who they are protecting by paying her off, it became clear that further exploration of the dark secrets of the Acolyte is not in either of our interests. I will repost a thread that I wrote about the strange connections between an actor involved in the Acolyte and certain intelligence agencies. It sounded like outlandish speculation at the time. Let's just say I hit closer to the mark than I am now comfortable with. All I can say, I now understand why Sparrow said that whenever they tried to ask about the Acolyte, people at the office became afraid. So I'm going to take a break from further investigation into the Acolyte. Sparrow still thinks it will never see the light of day. If it does, it will likely destroy everything Jon Favreau has been trying to do for years. In any event, Leslie Headland got everybody involved in something that is too big to process, and I am stepping away from it at this time.
The fact that he even says that, like, what Favreau's been trying to do for years, they're still on the whole, like, basically Civil War thing. That Favreau and Filoni are doing good Star Wars and that Kennedy's doing bad Star Wars. So anything good is Favreau and Dave and anything bad is Kennedy. And it's such a ridiculous thing. Man, that's hilarious that his narrative changed at the snap of his fingers because of the exposure of the Sparrow Files. It's unbelievable.
Call me. I'm not afraid. We want this thing dead. We want it on its back. Legs in the air. Tits up. Let's kill it. Give me the Sparrow. I'm not going to get myself killed over this stupid show. I cannot believe something like this has people afraid for their lives. But I urge my friends among the Dunning-Kruger brothers and their investigative reporters to dig deep. Go for it, guys. This is the scoop of a lifetime. I am cheering you on.
Cameron sadistically suggested that the Blobs look into this because it would result in their death.
They may very well mock me, and that's okay. These guys have no idea what they are dealing with here. It's their moron investigator snoops around the wrong place, trying to find stuff to use against me and find some document that accidentally points in the right direction. They'll end up like those poor CIA analysts in 3 Days of the Condor who stumbled onto a black op and were handled by the agency. Perhaps a fitting end for people too stupid
This guy and his analogies too. Like, fuck, man.
to understand how the world really works at this level.
Now, we all know Cameron is a coward. I think it's very unlikely he travels to the mountains of Vietnam to face you.
Oh, he'll face me. This is just the beginning of his torment. The Sparrow Files have only begun to expose him for the weak and spineless Barbie-enthused man he is.
You have more plans for Cameron?
I will haunt his dreams. Every time he goes to sleep, he risks facing the Viper. Every time he logs on to Patreon, communicates with his patrons, he'll always wonder if he's speaking to the Viper. Every time he streams, he'll have to worry about Viper crashing it.
Him talking about
He
himself
may
in
be
third
too much
person
of
is
a
awesome.
coward now to accept my challenge, but after months, years of being tortured by the Viper, he'll want a way out. He will travel to the mountains of Vietnam, hoping to end the madness. He will accept his fate. Sparrow will die, and Viper will live.
Well, Viper, that sounds like a very good plan. I hope it works out for you. Thank you for bringing this evidence to light. Without your devotion to George Lucas Star Wars, there would be no Sparrow Files. Cameron Pasha, aka Sparrow Boy, has been exposed. Cameron made up a fake inside source at Lucasfilm. He constantly uses this fake source to lie to his Patreon members. We first exposed Cameron Pasha for being a Disney shill. He doesn't want Disney Star Wars to fail, he wants it to do better. He is insanely triggered by Disney Star Wars black pills, those who think there is no hope for Disney Star Wars. We took a look at some major red flags, ridiculous posts that anyone with a normal working brain should have been able to identify as bullshit. We dived into Cameron's lies and inconsistencies surrounding Kathleen Kennedy, the Acolyte, the Rey movie. The Sparrow agenda was heavily pushed on the channel Overlord DVD, allowing Cameron to maximize his grift. We exposed how Cameron villainizes anyone that simply disagrees with him. He is very quick to ban those like Viper who just wanted a simple discussion. This concludes our series. The lies of Sparrow needed to be exposed. I thank Viper for helping to bring this information to light. The series is over for now, but we can never rule out the possibilities of another episode. As we close this arc, more questions still remain. Is Doomcock turning on Cameron Pasha, abandoning the Sparrow operation he pushed on his channel? Are there other content creators helping to push Sparrow? Who is Cameron's new Marvel source, Phoenix?
His headquarters.
The Order of the Phoenix.
How is Cameron going to spin his stories when the Acolyte and Rey movie are released? How will Cameron face the backlash from this series? And is Cameron Pasha destined for an epic showdown with the Viper? I'm Darth Melvin, leader of the Knights of Melvin, and this is the Sparrow Files.
Sparrow Files. Bravo. Bravo, Melvin. Fucking fantastic. I'm going to drop the link to the actual video here in the chat. Spread the word. share it out. There is a playlist in there as well that you can get all of the episodes all in a row. Fucking fantastic. So good. How crazy is that, though? He completely changes his narrative after fucking getting exposed. Unreal. And while we were going with that, obviously Lethal Lightning for 2. Go to my Patreon. I've got the scoop. I know all. Yes. And then we had Mr. Grant Gregory saying, no, go to my Patreon. I am doing the Rhino Files. Fucking great. Thanks, guys. Man, that's so good. So good. Apparently, fucking Cameron's top tier on his Patreon is like $100 or something. It's fucking ridiculous. I just want to acknowledge, I saw you in the chat, Trav. I don't know if you're like up to date or like live on the stream. But there was one question that you asked in regards to TCW. I did originally like TCW after having a few conversations with Ryan Kennel and Lethal Lightning. My thought process of the Clone Wars changed. 2003 Clone Wars is definitely way better and way more in continuity with the movies and everything. I do have definitely got problems with Dave Filoni's Clone Wars. However, there are some good moments in it, good parts of it, but overall, I'd say it's not that good. And that's what's essentially culminated into us having things like Ahsoka, things like the Rebels, and the Rebels series is absolute garbage as well. So, Trev, thank you. And thanks for being here. Well, that concludes the Sparrow Files. We'll have to find something to watch next week. But man, fucking great series of videos, Melvin. Congratulations and well done on that. I do love how Viper refers to himself in third person. That's fucking brilliant. And yes, it's 110 degrees. Fucking brilliant. Just great. $100 a month for Cameron's feet pics. Yeah. All right. Trev also just said before that we should, it's something along the lines of we should be in the best era of Star Wars. We're getting more Star Wars now than we ever did under Lucas. And that's true. We should. But they should never have decanonized the EU, and they should have adapted those stories and actually been loyal to George Lucas, honorable to the source material. And that's certainly not what we're getting. And that's where, like, even with like that thing that we were watching about Star Wars Theory for Seal of the Week, this is the thing. He refuses to acknowledge the fact that the same people that are making those ridiculous TV shows that he is sick of are going to make movies. And he thinks that that's a good thing. All right. All right. Good for you. Okay. Let's wrap up Seal of the Week, and then we'll wrap the show up. We've been going nearly 3 hours. Let me share this. Oh, before I do, let me just check my Streamlabs. Just make sure we got nothing over there that I've missed. No, we are good over there. All right. So, if you missed it before, these are the 4 nominees for Seal of the Week. That is number 1. Give you guys a chance to have a quick read. Number 2, Sleepy Kitten. Fucking, oh, it's so gay. Another Shipper is number 3. And number 4 is Star Wars Theory. Let's go to the poll. Oh, it's a landslide, ladies and gentlemen. It is a landslide. Give you guys a couple of seconds. Let's play a clip. What do we want to play this time? I'm going to get some new clips in here. I'll play this. This was an old intro thing that I sort of made, put together with the Lego. I'm going to take this down so it doesn't echo. Here you go.
R4. Prepare to jettison the spare part canisters. Red 2, standing by.
Red 11, standing by.
Red 5, standing by.
Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil! From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. Well, then you are lost!
There you go. I give you a little bit of time to get any last minute votes in. I'm going to end the poll. Here we go. Poll is ended. All right. Where's the results? They're the results. All right. In last place, it's a tie for last place with 13% of the votes each was the two shippers' tweets. 2 and 3. Cool. In second place, the runner-up with 18% of the vote was Sammy, the Tusken Raider, basically saying that Rey is canon, Rey Skywalker. It's not Rey Palpatine. Rey Palpatine is ridiculous. Stupid tweet. And the winner of this week's Seal of the Week is Star Wars Theory saying, done with Disney Plus shows and them dragging out 2 episodes into 8 to 12. Time for a movie. We will listen to what he has to say again. Put my headphones back in, and then we'll play out the stinger.
Now, with this being a movie, is the right move. I am so sick and tired of these shows that Disney Plus keeps releasing because they're literally 3 episodes that have told the whole thing in its entirety. But they take that, they chop it in the middle, they put all this filler crap. They interject other characters we don't need to care about or even know about, like Reva, and then extend it and elongate it to an 8-episode series or 12-episode series when we could have gotten that in 2 to 3 episodes. Right? So a movie will do much more than a show will ever do. And I think that this is really the right move going forwards because these shows are just waste of time. Unless they change the script entirely and they give us what would have been in one whole season, then great. Typically,
Full of shit.
I'm done with the shows.
Full of shit.
I can't stand it anymore. It's just too much filler crap, too much stuff we don't need to see. And I think movies are, you sit one and done, on to the next movie in the next 2 to 3 years. That's how it should be done. Now,
full of shit. Congratulations, Star Wars Theory. You win this week's Seal of the Week.
I'm all the Jedi.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of Casual Rage done for the year. We'll have to wait and see what comes next week. We're probably going to have a whole new set of fucking rumors, a whole new fucking mess to deal with when it comes to Star Wars. We'll just have to wait and see. But you guys are fucking awesome. I just want to reiterate, like, Casual Rage, we've done, 158 episodes now of Casual Rage. The chat is growing. The audience that is here, obviously, I haven't seen 50 roughly. We've had roughly around 50 people watching. Haven't seen a total, I reckon, of 50 people in the chat. So there are some lurkers out there, and I appreciate you guys. There might even be some lurkers out there that don't appreciate me, that hate me, and they're just listening to hear the garbage that comes out of my mouth. And that's fine. But most of you, actually see what's actually going on. You understand that Star Wars is in a really bad place. You're in support of actually... Well, I don't think that there's any way to save Star Wars now. I'm kind of done with, and I have been for a while, in regards to saving Star Wars. I think all we can do now, like me, Melvin, Grizzy, the guys that are out there that actually see what's really going on. Because the only way to go back to actually saving Star Wars is to essentially decanonize everything they've done. That's really where it's at. And then, reinstating the EU, I've said this a million times, and essentially telling those stories, continuing those stories, adapting those stories to whether it be TV shows, movies, whatever, and it would be a hell of a lot better. But you guys have been awesome. Again, I really appreciate it. To the guys that super chatted, Lethal Lightning, Russell Hall, Mr. Bentham, Arboru for his 10 gift memberships, and Mr. Grant Gregory. Thank you guys for your support there. I appreciate that. Everybody else in the chat that has been contributing and watching and all of that, you guys are awesome. To the people that come back and rewatch the stream, like Fractured Filter and those guys, appreciate you guys too. Love reading your comments each week in the comment section. You guys are the best. So thank you, everyone. We will wait and see what happens for next week, but we will see you next week. This weekend, over on the Full Aussie channel, we have the Back of the Ute, which we'll be doing on Saturday night or Saturday morning, depending on where you are in the world. And unfortunately, I won't be on Flashcast. It's my nephew's birthday, so we're going to like a water theme park sort of thing because it's going to be like 35 degrees. It's going to be hot as hell. So I won't be on Flashcast this weekend, but I will be back over there next weekend. Thank you, everyone. I will see you all very, very soon. Let me get my outro here. All right, bye, guys. Bye.
They came bounding over.
Fuck off! Disney! You fucking cunt! A few minutes? Are you kidding? At the rate they're gaining?
What is it? You have to shoot this. Traveling through hyperspace is like dusting crops, kid. Without precise calculations, we fly too close to a store. They're bounce into a supermarket and then...
Yeah.
It'd be a hell of a mess.
What's that?
Watch. You're losing your deflector shields. Go strap yourselves in. Be careful on the way out.
Yeah, sure. I'm taking very cautious.
You... Go away!
We bounced too near a supermarket?
Put a ticket in, make her name it gay!